The lands between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers were once home to amazing civilizations. Mesopotamia saw the rise and fall of the Sumerians, the Akkadians, and the Babylonians. These people didn't just create cities and writing, they developed complex belief systems. Religion was part of daily life, how they governed, and even their science. Priests weren't just spiritual guides, they were scholars, administrators, and keepers of secrets. This journey will take us into their hidden world and their gods. The temple was at the very heart of Mesopotamian life. The gods influenced everything: the flooding of the rivers, the success of the harvest, the outcome of battles. That's why priests were so important. They were the go-betweens, connecting gods and humans. Their duties went far beyond just praying and making offerings. The Sumerians were the first people to build cities in Mesopotamia, and they imagined a universe filled with many powerful gods. They believed these gods were like humans, with similar feelings and needs, but they also had eternal life and great power. Each city-state was protected by a specific patron god, and the city's well-being was directly linked to the happiness of its divine ruler. The Sumerian pantheon was complex, with a clear hierarchy. The main three were An, Enlil, and Enki. An, the god of the heavens, a distant and respected figure, held ultimate authority over all other gods. Enlil, one of the most active and revered gods, god of the wind, the air, the storm, and the earth itself. He lived in his temple in the city of Nippur, considered the spiritual center of Sumer. Enlil could be a kind force, bringing gentle winds that helped crops grow, but he could also be a terrifying, destructive power, unleashing devastating storms and floods upon humanity. Another really important god was Enki. He was the god of water, knowledge, mischief, and creation. He ruled over the Abzu, which was believed to be a freshwater ocean deep under the earth. Enki was often seen as a friend to humans, a smart and wise god who taught people the basic skills and crafts they needed for civilization. He was a master craftsman and the keeper of the divine laws known as the Mi. Stories about Enki saving a chosen person from Enlil's destructive flood show how he made sure life continued on Earth. His wisdom made him the protector of craftsmen, scribes, and scholars. Among the most loved and complex figures was the goddess Inanna, later known as Ishtar by the Akkadians and Babylonians. Inanna was the goddess of love, beauty, sex, but also war and political power. Her character was full of opposites. She could be a source of great passion and fertility, but also a fierce and ambitious fighter. Her main place of worship was in the city of Uruk. Her journey to the underworld and political romantic stories showed her to be both divine and amazingly human. In Sumerian society, priests and priestesses were super important. They would wake up the god's statue, wash it, and dress it in beautiful clothes, and they would offer it bread, meat, and beer. The temple was the center for money and managing things, with step pyramids connecting heaven and earth. They managed lands and workshops, providing jobs from farmers to craftspeople. The head priest was the main manager of this whole system. They collected taxes, handed out supplies, and watched over public projects. A super important job for priests was explaining signs, from livers, oil, birds, and the language of the sky. All this knowledge was kept in big archives. Educated scribes wrote it down. The king wouldn't make decisions about war or canals without them. Sargon of Akkad conquered the Sumerian cities and built the first empire. The Akkadians adopted the Sumerian gods and made their names match. Shared religious practices made the political unity stronger. Sargon's daughter, Enheduanna, was the head priestess of Nanna in Ur and the first known author. She raised Inanna Ishtar to a higher status across the empire, writing about the new religious and political situation. Priests became part of the government, serving the empire. Fortune-telling became even more important. As Babylon grew during Hammurabi's time, Marduk's importance grew. Priests made Marduk the center of their religious beliefs. The creation story was read during the new year, mixing religion and politics. The Babylonians kept track of the moon, sun, and 5 planets, writing astronomical diaries. Venus was Ishtar, Jupiter was Marduk. In the epic, The universe is born from chaos, and Tiamat threatens the young gods. The old, powerful gods can't stop her. Marduk demands supreme authority in exchange for victory. His victory is both violent and creative. He kills Tiamat, splits her body, and creates the sky and earth. Then he organizes the universe, assigning tasks to the gods. He creates humanity from the blood of Tiamat's companion. The story justifies Marduk's supremacy and his kingship, which he earned with dignity. This strengthened Babylon's claim to dominance over other cities. The priests of Babylon, the architects of this theology, rewrote myths and controlled Esagila. The towering ziggurat Atemenanki is linked to the Tower of Babel in some sources. Secret rituals confirm the rule of gods and kings, as heavenly power combined with politics. The Babylonians could predict eclipses and develop the zodiac. The heavens were a tablet that wrote the fate of empires, the highest state secret. The foreknowledge of eclipses made protective rituals possible. Sometimes an ordinary person was seated on the throne. They drew the bad omen to themselves, then were executed. The true king escaped danger. Hammurabi's law is described as a divine gift. The priests protected the archives. Control over celestial, medical, legal, and historical knowledge was the true secret of the priesthood. Sumer, Akkad, Babylon. Their echoes continue through the centuries. Their astronomy, sexagesimal math, and writings shaped our world. The secrets of the ziggurat are writing, law, science, and the desire to understand the divine. Subscribe to the channel.